Welcome to Club Tweed in the final of the Queensland Arm Bowlers State Championship. Grand final between Cole Pritchard from Kawana and Steve Mexted from Musgrave Hill. With me in commentary, I have Graham Ott, who played in the earlier rounds. Graham, it should be a really interesting round.
It should be a very exciting game, this one. We've come through all the sectional and knockout play, and we're now down to the final two, so we're looking forward to a great game.
And they played two games this morning on the greens, obviously won both games, so they're straight into the final, no roll-ups. Steve is using the white bowls and Cole is using the blue and white bowls. So they're back on rink 1. They played on rinks 3 and 4 in their last game.
Yeah, we've got Cole Pritchard using aerodynamics and Steve Mexted using Henselite XGs. I know his bowls are size 4s. What size is Cole using?
Cole's got size 5.
Size 5.
Right up there. Well, a lot of the bowling arms when they first started playing them, were fitted for that size of bowl, but they've made some new extensions or add accessories they can put on there to fit the 3s and 4s and 2s, etc. that are quite good now. So you'll notice where they're bowling away from the clubhouse here. It's quite narrow on the right-hand side as we look at it, and it swings a little more from the left-hand side as we look at it. The wind is moving a little bit from left to right. It's not that strong, probably 5 knots, not very strong, maybe 8 Ks. It just fluctuates in and out. That's the bowl of Cole Pritchard. So he's put 2 in nice and close to start with.
He certainly knows how to put the pressure on the opposition, because he's the first 2 games he played this morning, very tight bowling. And Steve putting his bowl down now. He's done very well to reach the grand final, and we wish him well as well.
Well, the format in this event was that you played in a group of 3 to start with, and Steve played against Michael Rolls and Stephen Costaberber. He got through that section, then played Derek Bone, beat him 21-9. Moved on to Heather Hodgson, 21-17, a closer game. And the last game he played was against Fred Smith, won that match 21-14. So it's good progression through to the final for him.
Yeah, he's had some very good wins there against some credible opposition, and hence the reason he's a worthy grand finalist here today.
This is Steve bowling here now. And he's 2 down. He needs something in the head here. Not far off the mark. Might be just shy. It looks close. Might have cut it back to 1. His opponent, Cole Pritchard, basically he's been a dual state rep for Queensland and New South Wales in the Opens, and also in the over 60s and the state RSL. So he's won multiple state titles in both states. And he won the Australian Pairs in 1995, so he's got a pretty good background. And he's picked up 2 there to start the opening. So Steve came up just shy of that bowl.
Very good resume, and I'm not too sure the period of time he's had an arm, but having participated in those high-level events holds him very well for the game today. And on the opposite side of the coin, we have Steve Mexted, who has been bowling, I think, about 15 years, but has only had the arm 18 months, so he's really come along very well, and only in recent times he's moved from a size 3 to a size 4, and it's just sort of completed his bowls as far as his ability, and doing very well.
You bowled for a little while with the arm, Graham. How long does it take to get into the habit of understanding what happens with the bowl?
I think you've got to give yourself a really good 6-9 months.
Okay.
Personally, 6 months. I was still having consistency issues. 9 months after some fine tuning is really when I started to sort of formulate a solid foundation.
Pritchard coming down on the narrow side, judging it to perfection. He bowled a lot of bowls to that level in his last game against Cole Bray.
He's been so consistent, and with the way he's been bowling, he was pretty well a shoe-in for reaching the finals.
Well, he played Jeff Geary earlier on today, the first match up, and won that 21-12, which is a fairly convincing win. He beat last year's champion, Alan Newman.
Last night,
21-11.
A good result,
Lovely bowl there from Steve. And he beat one of the local bowlers, who's a very good bowler, Douglas Kleinhand's 21-19 earlier yesterday.
Yeah, experience-wise, Steve's going to be totally underdone compared to Cole Pritchard's resume. But Steve's a very confident bowler and backs himself. Doesn't these sort of occasions don't sort of worry him at all. He just gets out there and puts them close, and hopefully we'll look forward to a very good grand final.
Well, the bowlers don't know who's putting them down.
No.
They won't be scared that way.
But it's a game, though. I guess you've got to bowl with confidence and your ability. And
a little delicate here. Doesn't need to turn that blue in any closer. That's not bad.
But they've built the head very well. First end back, bowling back to the clubhouse.
Cole Pritchard picked up 2 on the first end, so we'll update that soon for you.
Oh, look how quick that was done.
Get a bit of movement in the jack here, I think. Oh, it stayed in there for Steve. See the reaction from Cole in the background there. It's like,
yeah, look, it couldn't have pointed that much better, but didn't. The result didn't go his way.
Steve,
you got to have a little bit of lady luck in the old bowls.
You probably should look at covering the back here a little bit if you can.
Yeah.
Now the wind just holding it on that side, it doesn't turn a lot with that breeze coming from the right of the screen as we look at it.
Yeah, but
he's got that back in behind. That's a good effort there.
Yeah, he's played it well to put a back bowl in there.
And Ray's using a shorter version of the arm. It's probably half length at best.
Ooh, probably a third or a quarter.
Yeah.
A third. Whoa.
May have turned it out there.
It's got Gordon, our marker. And the red paddle. Who belongs to the red paddle?
Yes is the answer at this stage.
Yeah, you can see a bit of breeze in the background there. You can see the Maroon Arm Bowlers Association flag and Bowls Queensland flag there in the background. The 2 maroon ones doing a bit of fluttering.
It's a pretty tidy head coming back there. One to Steve.
Looks like Steve hung
so
on.
Steve's the red paddles.
He's the red paddle. We've worked that out, haven't we?
That's the tough part of the day, sorted out. And Graham, not only did you play, you're also heavily involved in the Maroon Arm Bowlers Association, which is basically responsible for organising this and picking the state and national teams as well.
Yeah, that's right, Ozzy. A lot of work's gone into preparation and the organisation of today, and also going forward for the nationals as well, because we're hosting the nationals this year as well. Not only are you responsible for the selection of the side. So yeah, there's been a lot of work happening behind the scenes and keeping us very busy. But up to the challenge, and
well, the pressure's on after last year because we'll be defending champions.
It's got to try and maintain the title, don't we?
Knocked Victoria off the perch, first time ever for them.
Yeah, and it was nicely done down on their territory too. So yes.
Oh, it looks like we're having a measure here. And obviously, this couldn't go ahead without the help of sponsors. We've got 5 great sponsors with us here this week. Goodrich Australia for clothing and bowling apparel. Taylor Bowls, not only the bowls but the accessories to go with it. Club Tweed, excellent hosting venue here. We've got Hunter Bowls, which are in Castle Hill in Sydney. When you want to get the bowling arms themselves, they've got a good variety of those. And Max Australia, where they put the canopies over the greens and the shade cloth, and he's come up a little shy with that. So I'd expect that Collar grab the jack here and give it a full length.
Full length. Yes. We've had the opportunity to watch Cole a bit because he's been fortunate enough with rink rotation to be on the live stream for the 3 straight games now, and we certainly know Cole's game. Yeah, so getting back to what you said before, with the running of the states, and as we move forward to the nationals, the states rotate and take in turns, which is usually every 6 years. We fell out to 7 years, and with COVID, last time it was held in Queensland, it was at Broadbeach in 2016. So 10 years later, here we are. We're hosting it again this year, Queensland, and it'll be played right here at Club Tweed. So we're utilising the facilities of the opportunity of the State Championships at the venue that we will represent Queensland for the nationals.
Oh, good opening bowl there for Steve. A little bit of weight on it, but he took the jack with him. I'm surprised that the ones that have bowled best on this surface today, and it's a really nice surface to bowl on, have taken the wide hand most of the time.
Yeah.
Although for Cole, he's thrown a couple of good crackers in there in the backhand.
He's worked out his backhand, but there were two good backhand bowls on the narrow hand, which has just been a little bit unpredictable.
Well, it's just the wind. You get a little gust of wind
Yeah.
across there, and it throws it offline, and there's no chance of it coming back. Not quite wide enough. That's been the case, especially for Cole, not so much for Steve, but for Cole on the screen early on in his first match of the day. He was a little bit narrow and a little bit shy of weight. Took him a while to work that out.
Well, they both put their first bowls down on the narrow hand, and of course Cole's blocked him out for his next one. You just need that extra second of weight on the forehand when you switch over, and a lot more grass. So that's why it's finished where it did.
That's got to be two. That's very handy there.
And that's a good bowl.
Yeah, even on the forehand now, it's hard to get in there. You've got to hit the short bowl on the side to get shot, or turn your own over for Steve. Well, he's been smart enough to send it out a bit this time. I tell you, that's about the right grass too.
Yeah, beautiful grass. Just over a little, but he's pointed well.
But he gives something for him now if he plays a bit of weight with his last bowl. He's got somewhere for the jack to go to. Great weight again.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Three well-weighted bowls there. One was a little bit affected by the breeze.
Yeah.
The other two, not so much. Better have a bit of weight in if he's going to take that line.
If he hangs on, he might get his own up here. Or sneaky.
Ooh. It's going to sort Gordon out. Hello, he's got shot with it.
The red pedal's up.
Wow.
That's Steve.
Down comes Cole.
Yes. We know the script well, don't we?
Not that he doesn't know what Gordon's talking about, but he wants to have a look exactly what he's got to do. He spent the first two games we've watched today, he's probably spent 2/3 of his time down here at the head on his last bowl, having a look at what's going on. And it's worked well for him.
It's worked for him, yeah. And he's told to come down and...
So what are your thoughts? Where's he going? Staying on the backhand? Narrow side? Turn his bowl over?
Oh, I think he'll stay the narrow hand. He'll just be a little over the draw. He's got 3 seconds, has he? I can see the colours right.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds if he can take the white. The sitting on the line, he's got to take the shot bowl out. But I don't know that he can hit that flush. I think the bowl in front's going to stop that.
He's got two bowls to sort of...
Maybe the bowl in front if he turns that onto the white.
Yeah. He could still get it off either of those two bowls if he's a little narrow, a little wide. I think he'd be just playing that foot through.
Yeah, you're right, he's going backhand. He's just going to dive across by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Four good bowls for no result.
Yeah, it's good weight for it too. That one did turn a bit more than he was accustomed to. A little bit of breeze blowing there. You can see the movement in the shirts.
Well, especially on this end, because
Yeah.
it's more open. It's a bit more protected down the clubhead end. Cole looks a little reluctant to let him have one there. Hello, he's still looking at it.
And he gives nothing away.
Oh, they call for the umpire. The umpire's charging down. Wait a sec. You shouldn't be kicking out if you call for the umpire, I suppose. Measure those ones. Putting Gordon to the test here. He called one. They've been great, the volunteers here this week, both the markers and the umpires.
Yeah, we have our president out there marking this game, Gordon Wood, president of MARBA, the Maroon Arm Bowlers Association, our group that runs this tournament. Part of our hard work.
What's he like as a bowler? Pretty strong?
Very good bowler, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's probably represented Queensland the last five tournaments.
Okay. It's good to see the laser marking in use now rather than the other way they were doing it was a bit dodgy. Sometimes things would move around. Not much more she can plug here though.
Yeah. Takes away all doubt, and as I said earlier, the technology and with the measuring, laser measuring, is one big plus for the sport. As we get down, particularly us arm bowlers, we get down there, we're probably shaking a bit. We're probably hard enough to get down, let alone measure it without the tape sort of rocking around a little.
Especially when it gets to the nervy end of the game.
Yeah.
So both these guys in the final, the gentlemen that went down to them this morning, Cole Bray and Fred Smith, they've shared third place. Fred home club for him.
Yeah, and a great effort for Fred too, who I went down to in the quarterfinals this morning. He played very well, and he deserved the right to be there in the semis.
I was talking to him earlier. He said he had a big interest when he was younger in rugby. He said, I was a little bloke, he said, but he said, I'd bring those big blokes down, I'd get them around the calves and down they'd come. Like, oh, jeez, he means it. So I can imagine he'd be a competitor at this as well.
He was a competitor out there, and when he played some nice bowls, he was up and about it, and that's great because I like to be that way myself too. It's all about getting your energy levels up.
Okay, so we're looking for the paddles. One Nicole Pritchard. Okay. And we thought Steve was holding. Yeah, Steve's put the mat down, so I think Steve might have got a shot there.
Steve's got it.
He pushed the bloke.
Well, we were right. Steve's got it, yeah.
Oh, we were 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Yeah, so better for the viewers. We can only see the screen in front of us. We don't have the advantage of actually seeing it physically live. We're blocked out from the green, and so sometimes the screen images can be a little bit distorted for us. But I think we're doing a pretty good job.
They've got the wind coming from right to left, straight across them. You see the flags in the background, give you some idea of the strength. Just the occasional gust there will hold these bowls out. There's a little bit of weight on this one from Steve, so it's not going to turn too much.
And, he's bowling with an XG too, so it has a better chance to get back than some of the other bowls.
It's also a heavy, so it's not going to be moving around quite as much as a normal 4.
As you can see, Cole's got a very tighter line, but he's cut a little bit. You can see the line down was a lot tighter than the XG, with his aerodynamics.
Looks to be better grass and better weight.
Yeah,
it's a nice adjustment.
Great correction, wasn't it? hit the line beautifully. And that was on the narrow hand too, just XG allowed him to do that.
Steve plays at Musgrave Hill, so he'd be used to a bit of breeze, but it was fairly windy up there most of the time.
Yeah, be used to a little bit of breeze, yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
Played him a few times. He's a competitor.
Okay.
Loves his bowls.
As we all do.
Yeah.
Kiwana's, it's fairly open too, but it's not up as high as Musgrave Hill, up on the Sunshine Coast.
Right.
Actually, both clubs have got fairly strong premier teams there. The top bowlers at both those clubs. So Ryan Bester moved to Musgrave Hill 3 years ago at the most.
Yeah,
a couple of years ago. I think he's been a good asset for there.
And Sean Baker's just probably 6 months or 9 months prior to that. Yeah.
Yep. He came from. I think he was playing for Victoria prior to that.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
And you've got Barry Lester's moved from Burleigh up to Kiwana. And I think Jeremy Henry's at
Jeremy Henry
as well.
there as well, yes.
He's not long been there. Has it kicked a goal or not? I think that's good enough for shot there.
Yeah, it's played a good bowl there. Probably one of the rare times that Cole Pritchard's been on a little bit of pressure there.
Yeah. You only need to move the jack back here, a bowl and a half, and you're holding 3.
Yeah, they're bowling a very tight head here.
Got to make sure he gets it there. Line's very good. Oh, there's a bomb. Gapped it.
Gets a touch on that. Oh, and made 2.
Only
Great
the 2.
bowls. Great bowls.
Well, I'll see what sort of response Cole has to that.
Nothing phases Steve, so it's not expected. It was not any unexpected shot he played there.
Somewhere in the area.
No, he's pointed well too.
What a bomb. What a bomb.
Taking it back for
2 maybe?
Yeah, 4-shot turnaround. Yeah.
2 down to 2 up. I've been doing it all day, he said. It's not that hard.
He has.
The big blue one's bigger than the little white one. Why shouldn't I hit it?
Two pedals? Yeah, 2.
That's good quality bowling to watch. So both the bowls are using it. They're fairly tight, aren't they? They're not a lot of swing in either of them.
Oh no, the XG's got some width in it, and it's got the nice hook at the end.
Right.
The aerodynamics is probably one of the straighter ones. I guess it's a pro line, or probably narrower again, but dynamics tighter than the Optimas. But the XG's got a nice hook at the end and bigger arc.
Okay. I'll play with the SRs, so they swing it nicely.
Yep. It's funny, I've actually tried bowling the Henselite bowl, and I just found it hooked too quick for me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's what you're used to.
Yep.
But it also it would shape the way you bowl as well. Cole bowling second in. I mean, if you don't have a bowl that moves a lot, then you're going to play through the head quite often.
But if you've got a bowl that hooks late, you can get round bowls. Yeah. Yep. It's a rare loose one from Cole there.
Yeah. Although this first game this morning, he bowled quite a few that are a little bit narrow and a little bit short. It took him a while to get the pace.
Yeah, great bowl, Steve.
Little tickle again. thought he was going to spray the jack then. We sent it out there and I assume it's coming back, and it is. What a bomb.
Yeah.
What a bomb. Wow.
Yeah, they're setting a high standard here. The bar's
Yeah.
raised quite high.
Yeah, he did quite a few bowls like that against Cole Bray. You know, there's probably half a dozen times where he looked to be down and he bowled a cracking bowl in there.
This is pointed well too.
Yeah. Other one's got it. Out comes that jack.
It's still down, but he's pushed it out enough, so it's up to who can draw it now.
Well, he'll probably be 3 down with his last bowl to come.
Yeah, because Cole's been drawing well. He's going straight down at it.
Yeah, it's not a gimme that for shot.
It's got room,
Yeah.
but it's got to be. Yeah, it's.
Just don't want to be
It's
too
all right saying
tight.
it's doable. You've got to do it, don't you?
Yeah, you don't want to be tight. You know, that one bowl short there. This last thing you do is want to run into that.
Yep. Out a bit wider on the narrow hand, unused play, unused green.
It's wide enough. It just depends on the weight now.
No, he's right with his bowls. We'll bend back to it. He's played a great bowl here. Yes.
Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, back to 4-3. Got a feeling this is going to be a tight game.
Well, that's what we and the viewers would like to see. That could be. Steve's looking for second, is he? Looks like we're looking
It's hard to tell with us on this sort of view whether it's in there or not.
for. Gone for a tape.
Well, it's handy if you've got one when you play this game
yeah.
as a singles player. Yeah.
I guess if you haven't, it's a long walk sometimes.
He's going for a long walk.
Yeah.
Well, you think Collett have a tape on him too?
Yeah. He puts him that close, he doesn't need the tape.
Right. Well, maybe they need to go into the Taylor Bowl store here, one of our sponsors, and pick up that accessory so they can actually use one.
Yeah. As you can see, our sponsors on the screen, great supporters of this championship, which we greatly appreciate.
Yeah, Club Tweed's been great. There's the organisation through Emma Boyd and Wayne Turley, and then associated with the company you're involved with, the Maroon Arm Bowling Association. You've done a wonderful job here in organising.
And we're not even halfway through, so the pair's the next 2 days.
So they're still measuring for first shot. I would think you'd measure that and then go out to the other one, but anyhow. Could be one down. Nowhere near it.
No.
All right.
One.
So he's dropped one there. We thought he might have shot, but he's just outside the mark.
Oh.
One to Cole.
One roll too many, but good effort.
So what do you think is Cole's strength? Do you think he's more a three-quarter length, full length bowler rather than the shorter stuff?
Yeah, look, getting to watch his last knockout game last night, and what I've seen so far, I don't think there's any length that's going to worry him.
Okay.
I think in his situation, he's just going to roll the length that's probably going to mix it up against your opponent, I guess. I mean, I don't mind personally what length I roll, but if someone's rolling well a long length, I'll shorten it. You know, it's just tactics and a little bit of common sense. And look at this. Yeah.
It's got a little nibble on the way through. Well, they both seem to be staying on the narrow side, certainly coming this way. So it's just a matter of getting your weight here because there's not a lot of movement in the bowl. I've got a feeling that shadow might come into play in another half an hour or so too. That's sort of coming out onto the rink from the west-hand side. Bit of grass. What's the weight like? Yeah, it's a good bowl there. In the area. Most definitely in the area.
No, they've both improved on their first bowls.
Don't know. It appears the white behind Steve's bowl there would be shot, but we'll soon find out. Okay, going to the wide side. Looking to sit the white bowl. Sits it with any weight, it'll give him 3. And he's gone with a little bit of weight as well.
Now Gordon's been asked the question, who's got shot? Or having a quick squeeze himself. Now he's been officially asked, he's back.
Wasn't? No, it's
a measure.
Okay. I'd back the bowl lying down, but neither of them are lying down.
Just a little on the slower side yesterday. It was interesting watching the number of bowls that were still standing up, which is an indication of just a little on the heavier side of the green. And
okay.
Yep. Normally when the green's really running, free-flowing, your bowls will sit over.
What would you say these are running at? 13.5, around that mark?
Yeah, they'd probably be 13.5 now. We've had a couple of games on them. We're still a little bit holdy this morning. Great bowl from Steve.
Very good. There's a few people gathered around to watch the final.
Yeah, appreciating good bowls.
I was asking the question, is it the bowl level with the jack or is it behind? Because if it's level or behind, then he'll probably play forehand. If it's in front a little bit, he may play backhand. And then it's a measure for second shot as well.
Yeah, I think he might have even been asking who's got third. He's pretty calculated in his preparation of this delivery. Forehand down the narrow hand. I'm guessing that weight's not going to get him back.
Carrying a bit of weight, but this might help a little edge onto that. You wouldn't take it if that was in, would you?
I guess they do, don't they? It swings in the merry-go-round, doesn't it, eh?
Yeah.
It's not really quite racing down to beat his bowl.
No.
Just took away a little bit of margin there for Steve to try and draw a second.
Not far off it.
He was running a bit.
Just a little bit heavy, that's all.
So 1 to Steve, takes him to 3, so 3-5.
Thought he had one on the last end.
Yeah.
I wasn't so sure. I was waiting this time. I jumped the gun.
It's pretty easy when Cole's flicked the kitty out, so...
The grand final, first to 21 as it says. No ends, doesn't matter how many ends they play. I would expect to be in for not a big margin at the end, because Steve's gone for the short end and got it this time.
Yeah, just the indication of how the bowlers are going at the moment and bowling quite well. At this stage, we did envisage a close game, and that's what we'd like to see, as do our viewers. These XGs will get back. Stayed with them enough.
A strange feeling we went with last time this jack moves back in this end.
We're just about back Colin to do something here, as he has been.
It's on a nice path.
Yep. It's just fallen slightly short, so Steve still holds at the moment, forcing a change of hands. It's been a little bit of a challenge, as I experienced this morning. Just you're going from the narrow hand out to that wide hand, you really had to give that extra second of weight more and put it out.
Well, it's got a longer path to get there, so
yeah,
you've got to
it
give it a
certainly
bit more
has.
weight.
Yeah, you sort of fight the breeze, and that's a fair effort there from Steve. I think Cole sees his bowl and sees an opportunity to be pushing or sliding under.
I was talking
And
to
he's
Emma
got the
Boyd
weight
here.
for it too.
Oh, this is a lovely angle here. I was talking to Emma Boyd earlier. She obviously works here as a bowls coordinator, amongst other things. And she said they had the screen levelled about 7 months ago with the machine. I think part of the reason it turns so much is a grain on the grass may grow towards the right as we look at it. So as the bowl slows, it pushes it in that direction, and coming from the other side, it restricts it from turning. And the wind is generally from that side as well.
Well, you'd probably know, Ozzy, being a golfer, and my experience having played golf, if you play anywhere near a river or the ocean, the greens always seem to slope, or the golf ball always seems to move closer towards the ocean.
Yeah, they often build them that way. I mean, you want the drainage to go with it. You don't want water to sit there, but you get the occasional green that's tilted the other way, and that does your head in.
Not going to die wondering here. He's going to looking for a punch.
Okay.
Well, Steve's got his back bowl, and if he does happen to move it, he's just got to make sure he's just around that front bowl of Cole's in an attempt to make two. He's doing a great job for someone who's only had an arm 18 months. Uh-oh.
I think they may have knocked it in. I think his white was shot before then. Under the blue. Steve's upset in the background there.
Yeah, the hands were flapping. Yeah, sort of an opportunity to go 4-5, and then all of a sudden it can slip back the other way now, 3-6.
And has. Still at this stage of the game, that's not a big margin.
No, it's early days, and they're both bowling well enough. No one's getting any real ascendancy.
Might be going back for a bit longer end, I think.
Next.
So the marker Gordon, he bowls with the arm as well?
Yes, I know we're all arm bowlers, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why it's an arm bowlers tournament.
As Emma was talking before, he was giving lessons to Fred Smith. He said that Fred basically picked it up like that. He said, you don't need to know anything else, just go and play.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, Fred Smith is, Gordon's the coach of Fred, and Gordon does a lot of the arm bowl coaching here at Tweed.
Uh-huh.
And he's had a lot of his students here. Unfortunately, he must have taught Fred Smith a bit too much, because he just got over the line from me this morning. But hey, he bowled well, and credit to him. Now, as you can see with Colin Pritchard, is that .00001 who actually delivers the jack with his hand. Most arm bowlers, of course, are going to use the arm, but it is permitted, and the tournament is run under Bowls Australia guidance, and so it's fine to deliver the jack with your hand. Mind you, I couldn't get down to do it, so but if you can, there be.
Right on it again.
Yeah, that's good bowling.
Yeah.
Steve's not being
So
daunted
if
by
you
it.
can bend down enough to deliver the bowl with your hand, I would have, or the jack with your hand, I would have thought you could bend down enough to bowl with your hand.
Well, he's got a short arm anyway, so he probably doesn't have to. It probably is not a great big deal for him, but someone like me, I think I'd be in hospital for 6 months if I had to.
Hello. Not there, is it? Staying on the forehand, going backhand. Staying on the forehand.
Forehand down the narrow side.
I want to be careful with this. Maybe just in behind's a good.
He's put it out,
good
but
marker.
he's just got a bit more weight with it, I think. But it's probably back bowl's probably a good bowl anyway when
On
you're
that side
playing
of the
against
line
Cole.
too, I don't have an issue with that. I think Cole may play backhand here to run into his bowl. While he's setting up forehand again. A lot of bowls on the narrow side this game. They're not tempted to go on the wide side at all.
Just not quite reaching it at present, yeah, when he's down. Questions have been asked here. Will he determine which hand he picks? I'd personally like the wide hand here. He's got the back bowl there now and be round, but
It looks like he's going that way now, just switching over. He's just trying to bring it in, draw weight and miss the bowl in front.
I think he's sticking to his backhand here.
Is he
But it's
really?
forehand, the narrow hand.
Forehand, yes
Yeah.
too.
He's got a bowl it.
Oh, he's made a good fist of it.
Yep.
Not far out of the count with that either.
Got a back bowl closer, and I think he'd be more than happy with that. A little bit of breeze blowing around there now. It's just the gusty aspect is the issue in bowls, but there's a little more at this one.
How much is he going to knock the front bowl up? No, just going to hit the edge of it.
It's a good attempt. I don't think, yeah, no, this is the last bowl to come, so
He just doesn't really want to mess up what he's achieved, but he comes in backhand there round that front bowl.
yeah, which is why I'd go backhand wide. Yep, and he is. Sometimes they listen to us. He's put it out well.
Yeah, he's certainly thrown it out there, hasn't he?
Probably a little bit of cautiousness in that, but it's coming back, working
Weight
back.
was lovely.
Yeah,
He's just looking to bowl inside that blue bowl, so he wasn't far off the mark.
yep. Now he picks up one here, and it should take him to 4-6. It's a good battle on.
Stay short. I think he will. So it's going to be a game of long and short here, depending who's got
Yeah.
the jack. So this is the grand final, the Queensland Arm Bowlers State Championship. We make major selections for the state team out of the results are here and the pairs on the next couple of days here.
Yes, certainly does, and of course it's conditioned upon the fact that you've actually put an expression of interest in. Oh, back on air now. Yeah, no, Aussie, it'll certainly help determine those players which will be given an opportunity and selected from. The condition is that an expression of interest would have to have been put in, so...
How much notice do you need to give for that?
The expression of interest has been out for 2 months and has just recently closed. And we've got the nice job, the Maroon Arm Bowlers Association committee to try and fit 45 into 18. It's probably something you don't really want to. It's a good problem to have, but it's an unfortunate thing for those that don't quite make it. But we certainly encourage people to express their interest and be part of the opportunity to represent your state.
One of the things I did like about this tournament, as we see Cole Bowl in his second bowl there, is that it's open. It's not men only. It's male and
open.
female.
Correct.
I think it's great because the bowl doesn't know who's throwing it down.
Yep.
Sorry, rolling it down, not throwing it down. And the state team's the same way. It's an open.
All open event, yes. The only thing with the nationals is that it's got to have a minimum of 3 of one gender. So you could have 15 female, 3 male, or vice versa.
Or any format.
But but as long as that maintains that minimum mix ratio. And even in our state, we've had situations where there's been a minimum of 3, but there's times in Queensland we've had 4 or 5 female bowlers, which we're very proud of.
How did they come up with the number of 3? What?
Before my time, I've
put some numbers in a barrel and pulled them out.
Yeah, no. Well, some states really have trouble even getting 3 women to nominate.
Oh wow.
It's not an issue for Queensland. And we've got some fine lady bowlers. But what it's doing is ensuring that it really is a true open event. And
yes.
Yeah,
I'm full agreement with that. The only issue I have a little bit about bowls is they have men's pennants and women's pennants, and I think they should be independent because they are men's pennants and they are women's pennants. It's not an open pennant. If you have open pennant, that's fine.
I think it's hard enough running
Hello.
one open event than having separate events.
Ooh, that could be a 4 there. Certainly 3.
Yes, that was a loose end from Steve.
Yeah, he just played weight with the first 2 bowls. Going to measure for the 4th. He almost kicked that on the way in too.
Now it's interesting, just making a comparison, and all states can be different. Victoria actually separate their state championships into male and female. I guess it's their prerogative.
Hello.
But for ourselves, no, it's an open event.
Can't see how many he's got his hands up there with. His left hand's up with a number, but
3, it appears.
3, was it?
Yeah. And the same goes for tomorrow, the next 2 days with pairs. We try to replicate what's required in the nationals. So that's why we have crossover pairs, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Certainly for some of us older ones, guys, with the arms and etc. 3-bowl pairs could be more suitable, but at the same time we use this as an opportunity to trial out for the nationals, and that's what we need to play. That's what we need to see how people perform and play the crossover pairs.
Right, out to 9-4. First real separation in the game.
Yes, with that 3 then. One loose end can sort of open it up, and we'll see how Steve responds to this now.
That shadow's just starting to creep in onto the rink.
We'll be able to hide ourselves soon.
There you go. Breeze is still drifting in. It's been in the same direction all day. It hasn't changed.
Yep.
Relatively the same strength. A couple of gusts here and there, but been very pleasant to bowl. Looks like a bit more weight on this one. Cole's been very consistent with his weight all day. I guess that's the art to bowling singles, is
Yeah.
having the right weight. Backhand.
Just look at those flags flying quite firmly there in the background.
Well, didn't get it, but at least it's opened it for a backhand draw now.
It has now, yeah. Probably just playing a little bit too heavy. I think he needs to get a bowl on the head there very shortly.
Yeah, well, he's played. The last end was quite heavy too, all four bowls. Cole will pile on the pressure here by drawing another one into that little pack.
And to pinch one of your golf expressions, you sort of drive for show and putt for dough.
Yeah, but if you can't hit it, you putt for nothing.
Yeah. Got to be up for it to fall on the hole, but at the same time, you don't want to be too heavy when you're playing bowls. You need to have bowls in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see the choice of young players in the game now, whether they drive or draw when they're in a bit of a predicament.
Yeah.
I think at the moment I'd just say the majority of them are driving. Not that that's the right or wrong answer.
Yeah. It's like Steve's just playing the weight a little bit too much here. Mind you, Cole's positioned his bowls where it's made it very awkward for him. If you backed yourself, you'd put weight through there. Just trying to draw, it's very awkward, and he's making it hard again. Filling the hole. Be an interesting choice of shot here.
He's got to play enough weight to move those bowls a
Yeah,
little.
it's just sort of move them a bit and just sit.
Looks like he's trying to go hard. He's pulled it. He may get that one bowl and save him. That's a big jump, those last two ends, dropping 7.
Yeah, that's waving off a 4 here. Yeah, I see one of our viewers has asked the question why Colin walks down to the head after the second bowl. I guess that's at the discretion of the marker. It does seem a little infrequent, but he's certainly entitled to after his third bowl. But we're not out there on the green, so I'm not too sure of what the arrangement there is.
What about etiquette when you're last to bowl? Are you supposed to take the mat with you, or your opponent's supposed to pick the mat up? Or that's just an etiquette thing?
Singles is very different. I guess if you've played the shot, generally speaking, you're expecting the other guy to pick up the mat and bring it. But if you're already down the other end, well, I guess you need to hang around and bring it down yourself.
My understanding was when you bowl the ball, once it stops, you should be out of the rink. You should be past the jack.
Past the jack or the side. I did notice that that question was asked, and I saw Colin was walking up outside the perimeter of the rink.
Good grass, just a little bit overweight. Good question to ask, though, all the same.
Yeah. And I guess with a lot of our arm bowlers, we are sort of the older generation, and I guess we don't quite move to the other end as quick as the more able younger people do.
Nicely bowled.
And we're probably a bit more forgiving.
Just happy to be out bowling, is what you're trying to say?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That looks like better grass, depending on the weight.
Yeah, I think he's getting his weight back here. A little touch on that, he's got shot.
Yep.
Good bowl. Yeah, Steve certainly needed that now.
I think Colin will follow him down this time. He's been bowling the wide the last 2 bowls. I saw that little instrument he's got in his head. The mouth of it looks a bit like a Pac-Man.
Well, they call it the duckbill.
The duckbill, do they?
I think this narrow hand's beginning to take a little more grasp because it's just spinning a bit more on him, but he hasn't reached anyway. This is Cole's coming down there now, but he's well outside the ditch line. The perimeter. Pegs.
It's got the legs in, it's great. It's not there though. Still holding.
Yeah, just a little bit of protection. He probably would have wanted another 18 inches and made 2, but a bit of protection.
What's the ploy here? If you play enough weight to sit the shot out there, you may, a bit narrow, you'll knock the other one in for a second shot. But I suppose he's got a big lead. Or you just try to draw jack high and sit the shot bowl.
I think it's just taking a little bit more grass on the narrow side now, so I think he'd back himself to be around that front bowl and on the front bowl of his, I think.
Clear draw in the forehand.
Yeah.
He is looking down the backhand.
Just watched how he's been playing in recent games. I'm sure he'll be going backhand. I could be proved wrong.
No, he's gone the forehand. Because he takes a jack with it, he could pick up 2.
Yeah.
A bit narrow. Well, he's probably a bit too narrow here.
He's probably working on trying to split them and come through and take it, but it's not an easy shot.
No.
One to Steve with a chance to make it 2 still.
Tracking nicely. It's got to get there though.
It's just like his previous one. He's pulled up a little bit shorter again.
Just a bit tentative, but he had the catcher behind him.
Yeah.
One it is.
He's got off that 4 now.
Steve's had a good progression to the final. Beat Fred Smith 21-14 in his last match, just earlier today. The first match of the day, Heather Hodgson 21-17. Quite a tussle there. Late yesterday afternoon, Derek Bone 21-9, which was a good win. And in the preliminaries, he got through Michael Rolls and Stephen Costaberber.
He's had some good wins along the way to the final here, and
yeah.
He's earned his spot well.
Yeah, deserved finalist, that's for sure.
He's just coming up against our hot Colin at present.
Well, the thing is, Tom, I mean, he's down by 8, but you take out those 2 poor ends he played where he played heavyweight, he dropped 7 there, and that's about it. That's the only difference at this stage. So
just that little more consistency with Cole and. As the ball comes out of the shadow. And it's good weight.
Yeah. Breeze looks like it's picked up again. No, through the gap. He only needs to pick up the jack with one or two of those balls. He's going to be in a better position. He's just every time he's played a little bit of weight, he's unfortunately missed the jack on the way through.
Yeah, it's the old risk and reward, isn't it?
Well, it is. Yeah, but I think that's a feature of playing on grass. You tend to play just through the head all the time, whereas if you're playing on carpet all the time, you bowl to the head.
To the head, yeah. Carpet's a bit different game.
Style. It's a different style of play.
It's draw or a bit fuller weight, whereas grass gives you all the shot options. There's a little more at this, I think. Hence the reason he's a bit narrow.
Turned his back on it very early. Good track again. Yeah, same situation as early. 3 down. Draw weight.
Oh, if it touches any of those, it's going to run off.
Come on.
It didn't touch him anyway. Yeah, it's narrow. On the narrow
Danger of
side.
dropping another 4 here. This doesn't have to bowl that close for the 4th bowl. It's probably just inside 2 metres. It's only got to come back out of the shadow and it'll be in the count.
The count. Not only
Definitely in
that.
the count, not in doubt. 17-5. Ouch.
Yeah. Those big numbers and recent ends, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I mentioned those 2 ends now. It's become 3.
Yeah. You do a 4, 2 4s and a 3, it goes against you very quickly.
That's it. Throw the jack out in the sun where we can see it.
Yeah, I hope your viewers are enjoying this live stream brought to you by the Bowls channel. Dwayne Olsen, our technician and runs the Bowls channel, sitting beside me, doing a great job on the camera and bringing you all these shots. So we're very much appreciative of his services here. We, as in Maroon Arm Bowlers Association, who are running this Queensland Arm Bowlers State Championship.
And another good opener from Colt. Looks like Steve's going to come down the shady line.
It's a good thing he's using white bowls,
It's still hard to pick up.
isn't it?
Okay, he can bowl down the shady line all day if he can bowl them like that.
Yep, that'll give him a boost. Good shot.
Does Colin change his mind now and come the same direction?
No, yeah, he doesn't mind backing himself to play the backhand.
No. I think he will when he knows it's sort of half a metre short. He'll come from the same direction. But
No, I think he's
is he
pretty
going
strong.
away?
Yep.
Happy to go forehand again.
No, he's bowling well both hands, so
No, it's not an issue. And all this bowls coverage brought to you by your sponsors. There's 5 of them this week. Goodrich Australia, your bowling apparel, Taylor Bowls, lawn bowls and all accessories to go with it. Max Australia with the canopies over the greens like we have at Helensvale and Mooloolaba. There's soon to be a couple more on the Gold Coast, I'm sure of that. Hunter Bowls, Castle Hill in Sydney, where you need to pick up bowling accessories and probably one of these arms that'll suit you. And Club Tweed. Magnificent venue down here. Great greens to bowl with, and people have been very helpful.
They've been an excellent host club for us.
What's the second for him? And it blocks it a little bit too for that side.
A little bit of pressure for Cole.
Yeah, I think he might play a little bit of weight here. On the narrow hand, on the backhand.
Yeah, he's got the lead, and he's bowling well. So he's got one of them. One might take two. Look at that.
He got a little bit lucky there. I was probably going to clear that one bowl he hit anyhow, but it stayed in play. So they market that little arm of his as a duckbill, or was it marketed something else?
I'm not too sure how they marketed it. I think they used the word hybrid, which means a shortened arm.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure whether what the title is or the name used.
Probably couldn't
for
use
Drake
Pac-Man.
No.
That'd be taken under licence.
Yeah, just the way it opens up, it's got that coy name of duckbill.
Pretty good weight.
I think it's just taking a little bit more turn there now on that narrow side, and it's sort of catching him out a little bit.
Steve's turn to get a 3. Can certainly use it. Needs to run into one of his own though.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't want to be underneath with that weight either, pushing it across, but
probably 2.
Two and a half a measure, but
I don't think they'll go to a measure this time. I think it's only 2.
Steve's going to rightly take 2 out and have a look. 2 it is.
So we had 63 starters, and we're down to the last 2. In tied third position was Cole Bray, who went down to Cole Pritchard in the semis, and Fred Smith, who went down to Steve Mexted.
Yes, we had maximum field of 63 in the singles, and tomorrow onwards for the next 2 days we'll have 84 bowlers. Be here all day in sectional play and graded section on the last day. So 84 bowlers again for the next 2 days. Bowlers on the green. That's just magnificent, and participating in our state championships.
So 84. So what do you need there? 21 10 ranks more. 21 ranks.
21.
21 ranks. So all 3 greens.
All 3 greens
full.
again. Yep.
Beautiful.
And completely so for the total of the 2 days.
A little bit overweight again for Steve, but at least he picked the jack at the same time.
And the pairs event will keep them in the game for the complete 2 days, because it's just open draw the first day, and then drops into sectional play, 3 graded sections for the last day, and so all bowlers will be bowling 3 games on each day and be here to the end. So it's just good fellowship and camaraderie, and not like some tournaments or championships. You lose your first game, it's time to go home and pack your bags. This way we keep them on the green and keep them here for the full days of the 2 full days of the pairs.
Not happy with that. Seems to me today, all those that are playing the wide hand, they have to get the hand in early. It takes them 2 or 3 ends to get the feel for where to go. And if they're using it as a last minute ploy, it's hard to get a line and pace. It's probably going a little slower through that shaded area now than it was earlier, so they've got to adjust for that as well.
This looks a bit tighter from Steve. If he's on that right hand, it's going to really swoop across. Just not quite nailing him at present.
If you want to fight back from 17-7, you need better than those last two bowls. Cole persisting with the forehand. Just look to bring it in under his bowl that Steve knocked out there. Might be looking just to go around it. No, he's gone into it. Well, he needs something here, Steve. He's got nothing in close to that jack at all.
The good thing is there's room. It's a looser head, but at the same time he's got to get one in there. Pensive look on his face there. Just needs to run it out.
Ooh, it's at least one down. Probably only one. It's close for a second.
I think it's at least two there.
Hasn't got it here. Open draw. Oh, he has now.
He's in.
Maybe a couple.
There's a bit of applauding going on there. I don't think it's four. To me, there'll be at least three out.
Three.
Yep. So I saw it before. You don't knock them into that back one. It might be the one you want to hang on to for your fourth.
Going to measure for game.
I've got to measure for the match.
Well, it's 2 4s and a 3 and at least another 3.
Yeah. I think Steve might be trying to stretch the tape a bit here.
No, that one's
Not that one,
not
so
in.
it's getting desperate now. We're checking the rest. Gee, they're all three are just out, so it's
Going.
going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, well, we have a new state arm bowls champion, Queensland state arm bowls champion in Colin Pritchard. So congratulations and commiserations to Steve Mexhead, who's fought well to make it to the final. But certainly Cole's been the real informed bowler, and he's proved that again with this game this afternoon. So once again, congratulations to Colin.
I couldn't be more in agreement with you, Graham and Graham Ott. They both deserved to be in the final, but Cole was, on the day, was a better bowler. We thank our sponsors. Got Max Mark covers there, Hunter Bowls from Castle Hill in Sydney, Club Tweed, been a great host for us, tailor-made bowls and all the accessories, and Goodrich Australia, the clothing and bowling apparel. I'm Aussie Moore. I've really enjoyed the day. Dwayne, thank you for your help. Technical side of things. Thanks Club Tweed again for a wonderful day, good greens to bowl on and some good competition. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and thank you, Aussie. It's been a very good day of bowls and great grand final. And but we'll see you all tuning in again tomorrow for the pairs.